Record cold in New England. Natural gas once again to the rescue. So I want to go over a couple things here on a video I did about your heat pump, and mind-bogglingly how many people aren't connecting the dots. It's mind-boggling. Anyway, so let's dive into this real quick from what's up with that. Record cold mornings. We got Boston -9, Binghamton, New York is -11, and I was looking at it. I don't know if I still have it on my phone, but I took a picture of I think it was Freiburg up in Maine. It was -46 or something like that. Actually, I did. Let me show you what I did here. Hold on a second. Holton, Maine. Here I posted that. -23. Crazy, man. Crazy. All right, so now your stupid heat pump's not. It's just come on, silly. Come on. You don't. This is the thing that people don't understand. Heat pumps can work well. They can work well 85% of the time. It's the 15% of the time that you're screwed. It's just like what the IRA used to say about Margaret Thatcher. We have to be lucky once. You got to be lucky 100 times, 100% of the time. I.e., if the IRA wants to take out Maggie Thatcher, it just takes one piece of luck, and she's gone for good. She has to be perfect though, in her defense, because one luck, and that's the thing. You don't. All it takes is one cold spell to die from cold, man, or to have your pipes burst and just freeze. This isn't. So just because it works 80 to 85% of the time, it's the fat tails on the back end of a bell curve. I don't understand. It's even worse than that. And this is what I don't understand, how people can't tie these together. It's weird. All right. Fortunately for New Englanders, there's plenty of natural gas to keep them warm and the power grid running. All right. The fossil fuels that Joe Biden has promised to eliminate from the grid by 2035 supplied 65% of New England's electricity at 8 p.m. on Friday night. 65% of fossil fuels when you needed it most. The wind and solar he thinks the U.S. can run on manage only a paltry 4%. If Biden gets his way, how many millions of Americans are going to die as a result? Obama, of course the price of electricity will have to skyrocket under my plan. Right? This isn't rocket science, and yet somehow. So let's look at monthly wholesale electricity prices in New England in December. This is before the polar vortex that you all went through up there, which I didn't have to go through because I'm in the South. Elevated natural gas prices throughout the month had a profound increase in wholesale electricity prices. Well, prices average $121 per megawatt hour, which is up 104% from the previous year. Look at that. I mean, average real natural gas price up 65% from the previous year, folks. I assume this is up from November. 80% from the month before. Peak demand was actually down. Total electricity use was up, from last year about 1% or so. That's 10,403 gigawatt hours total electricity demand in the month of December. Where's that going to? That's up 1%. You think your solar and wind is going to do that? But hey, no big deal, right? Because we just electrify everything. Liberals want to electrify everything from your car to your stove, but they also don't want to mine copper. Like so many things that liberals do, this makes sense. Of course it doesn't. You might as well believe in the fairy dust for green energy. The Wall Street Journal said the Biden administration is heavily subsidizing EVs, but at the same time is blocking mineral projects needed to produce them. Interior Secretary Deb Haaland walled off much of Minnesota's superior natural forest from mining. Minnesota's Duluth complex has one of the world's largest undeveloped mineral deposits for copper, nickel, and cobalt that are needed in vast quantities for EV batteries. But you can't mine them. The Biden administration is intentionally forcing the U.S. to depend on unreliable and hostile governments for our survival. Most graphite is currently mined in China. Very environmentally friendly. The reality is that if minerals aren't mined in the U.S., they will be extracted in countries with less stringent environmental standards, 100%. Actually, we could mine copper, nickel, and cobalt here in the U.S. without damaging the environment. But liberals are hell-bent on undermining America's well-being. That's the point. They want everything electrified. I don't get how people don't get this. Anyway, so let's look at real quick. My most viewed video on this channel is that how's that heat pump working for you? Look at that. I think it's my most viewed. No, not quite. My second most viewed thing. Anyway, so let's look at some of the comments because I literally don't. I cannot fathom how people aren't putting two and two together. Had a wind chill of 44 negative Friday night. The wood stove here at the cabin kept the company 75 Fahrenheit. Meanwhile, the solar panel lunatics encouraged the state are clear-cutting 900 acres of productive forest adjacent to my property for a massive solar project. Yeah, 100%. It's insane. But look at these guys. They're really angry at me. And this guy right here, Keith, he's been trolling me for a long time. I think I live rent-free in this guy's mind. I installed a mini split heat pump last year. Sure heck of a lot more economical than propane in my neck of the woods. Yep. And wait until you can't have propane, Keith. Wait until they say no more propane, no more natural gas, no more wood stoves, and you're relying solely on the grid for your heat. Just wait. In Kentucky, I've had a heat pump with a natural gas backup. Yes, a natural gas backup. Why would you ever need to have a natural gas backup? Kenny's my man. So I'm not laughing at you, but you need to have a natural gas backup. You need to have a wood stove. If you're putting everything on the electricity grid, and the grid goes down because solar and wind can't do crap, and hydro stops because the waters freeze, and the batteries, there's no battery power for this. My goodness, we can't store any kind of electricity in batteries. It's stupid. You are in a world of hurt. Just because your heat pump happens to be more efficient and work when it needed most, you're going to have to get fossil fuels or nuclear. That's it. But they want everything electrified. They don't want fossil fuels. They don't want fossil fuels to generate the electricity, and they don't want you to burn fossil fuels to heat your home. That people can't understand, so I don't understand. Right here, my coworker has the heat pump, 2 of them, and an oil furnace, exactly. So I use wood for heat. The heat pump would be great for 90% of my heating needs. We'll be adding one and use the wood as a backup, exactly. Not sure why you're not a fan of them. Because when they're electrifying everything, they're going to make it illegal for oil, natural gas, wood. And you're reliant solely on the grid. And the grid is subject to, oh my goodness. You can't rely on solar and wind and hydro. You can get a heat pump. I'm not anti-heat pump. Do you not see what the next level is here? Oh, you don't need that backup. No, you don't need it. Just get the heat pump. And you're like, oh, no, but I have a backup. They'll say, yes, but guess what? A lot of people don't. A lot of people freaking took their, 12 things of Judas. Said, yeah, I'll sacrifice Jesus for the heat pump. Well, I got a heat pump. I got a gas backup. I got I got a boiler. Okay, that's great. You're not using it anymore. Do you not know what's happening in Minnesota right now? Their entire electricity grid is going to go green in 2035. Good luck with that. Good luck running your heat pump on an electric grid when it's all done green in 2035 without any natural gas. They're not building any nuclear plants. So how are they going to do that in Minnesota when it's freezing cold out on wind and solar and hydro? Are you freaking nuts? Yeah, it's great when it works. The 15% of the time it doesn't, you're freaking SOL. How do you not see this? In Minnesota, they're going 100% renewable electricity in 2035. That's 10 years from now, a little bit more than that. Your heat pump's electrified. So where's that electricity come from? Keith? It comes from the magic fairy dust in the sky that just drops it? So cost is way cheaper for a heat pump over my oil. The backup is so I don't have to need to get up every 3 hours to toss wood at night. Okay, I get it. Heat pumps are great and save money, but have to have gas backup. Yeah, 100%. I don't think heat pumps are a scam. Just know their limitations. The heat pump isn't a scam. It's the electricity. Oh my goodness. The heat pump isn't a scam. They're going to force you on the electricity grid, and the grid is only going to be run by green electricity. And thus your heat pump is going to fall flat on this face. Can we not just think once? We don't even have to play 3D chess. Can we just play checkers? Please, just play checkers and recognize 2 steps ahead of you. If I go here, that guy goes there. I'm gonna position myself so I can go there. Double jump that guy. Crazy. We'll see you.